I'm sure a lot of these parents end up feeling autistic, as in like they have their child, they have no idea how to deal with them. They're panicking every time they go out with people, and they tend to start feeling the same. I think like they're every time other people see their children, and maybe me as a parent, I can't communicate to you what my child is going through, so there's a disconnection, and then I obviously start panicking, and I'm having meltdowns, maybe just as much as my kid.
Sure.
And then if I need some help, then of course it's not easy for me to ask for help, and it's just
And that
it must be a full-on correlation.
It's definitely the situation.
Honestly, again, this is happening to children that are not autistic as well. Like we're doing this to every children.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
Because technically they're autistic when they don't speak yet. Like the smallest kids, no, they cannot speak, so we're just shoving food down their throat all the time, and
It's the same. Furthermore, we have to think about a different perception. So it's a nightmare because
even more. Yeah.
maybe other common standard kids have stimuli like us, but they have different stimuli. So much more than us. So they have to handle a lot of sounds, a lot of visual thinking. They have to put everything in order to survive. So your words are very hard to handle because I have to handle everything. So and this is the condition that they live in. We don't understand. They know that they feel distance. So it's very hard to connect them because they choose to be far, and this is very important to understand.
It's a choice.
Yeah, they are able to stay with us, but they choose to stay far, and we have to understand first this. No, it's okay. Maybe I'm not so interesting for them, so I have to. Like this is the reason why I left A water, aqua in the acronym, because I have to remind myself to be like the water. The water is for every kid is great because it's something to use, to release at the same time, action reaction, because I can move the water to release, and I can see splashing at the same time. Everything can be in order suddenly.
Again,
No? That's so. I can create disorder at the same time and order, and I can feel myself because they have no boundaries, because they don't have skin like us, because they are so they are living in a very meditative existence, so they are so deep that they can forget to be here, so they can change, and they can think about themselves like maybe I'm here but I'm there, and I can clean this arm to clean my arm, and if I want something I can use his arm like this because I'm no boundaries. But in the water I have boundaries because I can feel my skin because of the water. And if we are like the water, give them sensory stimulation. It's like a lot of parents are worried to sit on the plane or in a bus or in a taxi or a car with their kids, but they don't touch them. So this is the reason why sometimes he's not so connected in the year now, because he uses the body to live, because he needs sensory stimulation. So if I say like this in silence, we are here. We can maybe is there. We are about arrive. We can count until 20. So 1, and I can say 1, 2, 3, and you can feel sensory stimulation, rhythm, logical thinking. I can see the pool, for example. I'm going to the pool by car. Okay, this is the entrance, and I remember well because I scanner thinking, visual thinking, and I can count. Oh, great! So everything is number, So 10, 20, stop. Like we can let's go. So I can have the confirmation 20 and pool. So maybe I can start to trust him. because everything is clear. But if I stay like this, behind, close to my feet, and I say, oh, I can't handle the situation. It's so bad. And you can feel, you can hear a lot of my anxiety. And now I'm going to the pool, but maybe you can't handle the noises and in the car, and so you start to maybe you want the smartphone to have his safety zone, comfort zone, and start to scream because he has to cover my voice. To feel other things, so maybe they start to use echolalia like this to use sensory stimulation. But if I offer him sensory stimulation like this, with not so many words like rhythm and something clear, he can stay focused to me on me, and everything is different. But I have to be interesting like an iPad. Because I have to be clear.
This is probably the only
You
time
can be
we're
an
gonna
iPad
use
for
this,
longer than an hour.
How do you say?
Sorry.
No.
I'm a human iPad.
So,
Yeah,
be
a
the
human
iPad.
Be the iPad.
Be water, be the iPad.
Yeah.
This is today's lesson. Thank you.
Be the iPad.
Human
I
iPad.
never thought I would say this. No, that makes so much sense.
Because usually you don't have some buttons to push to control, to understand, but we think about control like leadership. It's not good. I have to make him a leader, a follower, because I want to put him in the right life, So I can give him the control, giving container, giving something sure. So okay, we can jump from here to the wall. So this is a space container, and he can start to think about, okay, I can release my intensity at the same time. I can be sure about the space or the time. We can, we can go out from here at 10:05. Okay, it's 10. Okay, other 5 minutes more. Okay, and you can understand. Okay, I have 5 minutes, and I can balance myself. I can regulate myself, and I can think about what I'm living here. But if I don't know the time, I can start to think about a lot of things. So
before you're ready to leave,
you are not connected. But sorry, the last one question. Have you ever thought about the reason why they don't like and don't use lies? They are not liar, you know. Do you think about?
I never thought about that.
Oh, one or two of mine do tell a bit of a
They
fib.
already, I don't know.
But yeah, because they don't really have that the desire to try to fool you or something.
Yeah, but what is a lie?
Non-truth.
It's another.
So if it's not the reality, no? So if I have to think about something different, about the here, I can think about a huge quantity of different things. Like, okay, I have to say a lie, and I answer into my phone. Yeah, I'm on the beach waiting for the right time to go surfing. Or I can say I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking something. Or I'm a woman, I'm a dancer. Or I have a lot of chances, different possibilities, and I can drive crazy because I have a logical thinking. So I try to have a gun here. You are not autistic, but you have a gun here. Tell the truth with the light. I cannot handle every possibility. Okay, I tell the truth, and I confess. This is me. I killed them. And suddenly you can tell the truth because you are not safe about everything to handle, to choose the right way to
Make a
escape.
story.
Yeah.
It could be infinite possibilities.
Yeah, if
Okay.
possible, so maybe you are not so coherent to tell different things, so you prefer to say the truth. It's the same. Yes.
It's too much consequences
Yeah.
for them to
Like an
say.
open book.
Yeah, and that's the same reason about the rules. They don't understand rules, because if they read don't run, but I run every day. I always run. It's not logical. But if you
Why?
Yeah, why?
In what reason? Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't be upset, because you have to think about very logical, very rigid thinking. Is that this dissonant, cognitive dissonance? I run, and I read don't run. So if I run always, don't run,
I'm not running.
I'm not running at the same time. I'm not alive. I can't exist here because I run. Associative thinking. Antonio runs. Here, don't run. So I can't come in. It's like no dog. Allow it.
Yeah.
No, it's the same. So you have to write. Don't run here because of slippery. No, don't run. We cannot run here. No. So they can read here. Okay. I usually run outside. No one run here. Yeah, that's good. Everything is clear, and they can follow the rules. And at school, I work a lot at school, and every teacher says, "Oh, they are the best schoolmates here, school students, because they follow every rules. But because we are working on the right, reading properly the rules. But if you say like we say usually, it's so messy, so blurred. Also, they can't understand.
We used to have children that would go on the public bus, and they were the best behaved because everybody else was hanging out the window, walking around, and these kids would be just sitting there.
Yeah, it's
you
the
know.
best.
Yeah,
That's why.
they were fine, you know. But in a way, society saw that as them conforming. That was the downside in some way, you know. Like we're making them be like that, and yet these other kids who got that label of normal. I would say I'm not normal, nobody is. They're all different, you know. They're crazy bit too. You know, in a way, what are we doing? You know, unfortunately, society does have certain rules. If you misguide somebody, you know, they think they can do everything, and then they end up as teenagers, and then they end up in a jail system or something. So, unfortunately, sometimes kids do have boundaries.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and my teaching was always taught to me that children quite enjoy knowing because they feel more safe with having boundaries.
Yes, it's the information that we give them. Not like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah,
Why
I
can't
never
do
went.
that? Just stop asking so many questions. You'll understand later when you're older.
I've just been through that. Yeah, where
It's just too much.
parent says no. Always explain why there's a no. You know, like it would be dangerous to do that. You
We
know,
have to use in this
I was
kind of
always taught
situation.
not to use no.
Yeah, we have to use the right way because we have to do that according to their function. So I have to know visual thinking. So I can't explaining the reason. They have to see.
Yeah.
Then associative thinking. So I have to say not because it's dangerous. Because dangerous for me it's not dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't go in the water because it's dangerous. Good waves,
It's an open
big
word.
waves. Ombak besar. For me it's better because I'm a surfer. I have to find big waves. I'm in Bali for that. So otherwise I stay in Italy. So it's different mindset. I have to say, okay, look at this. Okay, two guys are falling down now. Okay, it's very dangerous, and I can see danger, and your word danger is something concrete. I have to use concrete thinking, visual thinking, associative thinking. So because they don't know pain, if they don't feel the pain, and this is very dangerous.
Yeah,
you know? So I have to use some feature
you
and
did
I have
when
to
you found out.
feel use the body to understand something, but we talk a lot. We talk a lot, and we use words to explain, but it's not so like you can describe.
Long-winded
You can
words.
you can explain the love, but if I never feel the love, I can understand, and this is the reason why I ate the way to explain the emotion on the table. Using the smile, like this is happiness, and this is very
Yeah.
very
Abstract and makes no.
yeah, because it works very well. Do you know why? Because they have associative thinking and visual thinking. So I know this smile is happiness. Wow, ABA works well.
But there is no-
They don't know what is happiness. Because maybe I'm anxious because I have a performance situation. So I can be focused, and I can answer well. Happiness, sadness, anger. I don't feel.
Because
maybe
you can
yeah.
remember, but that's it.
Yeah, just remember. But if I recognize happiness, and you have to think about my inner emotion, and maybe I'm sad, maybe my mom cried just a few minutes ago, and I'm very connected, and maybe I'm guilty. I feel guilty, and I'm very bad, and I say happiness. For me, happiness. I don't know happiness.
Yeah.
So my work with parents is try to be the right mirror to explain this in the daily life emotion. So when he's happy, you have to stay in front of him and say, "Wow, I'm happy too. This is happiness," and he can understand. I can use the real association because I have happiness inside, and I can hear happiness and happy, and I can see my mother's
Connect.
eyes or my caregiver's eyes, and I say, wow, I'm happy, and they can start to feel and to recognize happiness in other people. But if you say this is happiness, happiness.
So that's another bridge for
Yeah.
them to connect with people.
Yeah. And this is a pen. It's the same.
Yeah.
I just know the name of this object. This card, this
It's
this
like
painting.
an object. It's
An
not.
object. So, and I'm very good recognizing.
Actually, you're like a computer, so
Yeah.
you can tell anything. So that's
and
not
that's the
working.
reason why they do a lot of cause and effect, and this is the reason why everyone think about some ABA method like works well, because they are associative. They have associative thinking and cause effect logic. So if
That's
you
what
want
they do.
if you want to hit this cake, you have to stay seated here. And
Okay.
he can for this, but he doesn't understand why he has to stay here. And that's the reason why if I don't give him iPad or a cake, he can't. This is not motivation. There is a lot of ignorance. They talk about motivation. It's different. This is reinforcement. Motivation is what I love and what we can share. So if I say, I know that you love movies, I want to share with you a moment, I can say, I know that here in Denpasar there is a beautiful movie. If you want, we can share, tonight. You can say, maybe yes, I use motivation. If I use reinforcement, I say, okay, you stay here and you want to see a movie, and you don't know anyone, but I have the car, I have the motorbike. Okay, you want to see the movie? Okay, you have to go with me because I have the motorbike. If you want to go there, you have to stay with me.
Yeah,
So you have to. This is reinforcement. It's different. I don't respect your choice. I just use your motivation to have you. It's like, can I? It's like raping someone or making love.
Yeah.
It's the same. If you want money, you have to give me your body, or I can share with you the love. I can use motivation to share something beautiful, but if he come with me to see a movie, we enjoy the relationship through the movie. If I use reinforcement, I use the movie to put him in my situation, but he doesn't enjoy the movie, the relationship. And he doesn't enjoy the movie because he's worried about my presence, my expectation, and this is the daily life of the kids.
Sounds like school to me. Sounds like that's our system in society. School is this.
Yeah, work is
We're
this.
teaching people to just copy and paste, and then what do we expect?
Isn't everything? Well, a lot of things are reinforced, isn't it? Because it's like, for example, I always say if somebody's going to work, the reinforcement is to get a salary. It might not be our motivation.
Yeah, but this is
Motivation might be that I want to get the salary so I can do something with it to, go on holiday or whatever.
yeah, but you
It's all bribery, tell you the
Yeah,
truth.
how long can you resist if you leave if you do a very bad work for salary? I don't think you can resist all your life.
No.
Because you prefer to at one
get
moment
something yourself, don't you?
so you have to you
Some
have to-
satisfaction yourself. Yeah.
satisfactions.
Yeah.
This is motivation, not salary.
That's why I was
Salary
for my
is
work.
something that is pleasant. No?
Yes.
Okay.
Or it's
But,
kind of like like you need it to survive,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
have to do it.
You've got to get something out
And
of
that's
it.
very sad because we are confused about the effect and the cause. No? We are if we are happy, we can handle something bad, something good, and we have salary to live. No, but if we are focused just on salary, we lose a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah.
And we are frustrated, and this is the reason why I'm sorry, but this society is not so good, not this here
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah, we agree. Yeah.
Because
No, this makes sense.
Hence the confusion.
Yeah, hence everything. Hence every problem.
Can I ask a question about Freya?
yeah, for
Do
sure.
do you think that she actually understands concrete concepts like time, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes,
For sure.
half an hour, things like that? Because for me, I don't see that any of that is relevant to her, but maybe she understands it totally. And I mean, but I just don't see it because she's not, I don't know, when I try to go, oh, what's this? The clock and the time, it's like she's not
Yeah.
interested at all. But then one time we were running late and she tapped on her wrist like this.
Yeah.
And but I didn't tell her. She just, I don't know, it was just really weird. And I thought, did I just really see that? Like, did she really do that? Like, is that what she
Maybe
meant?
she had- yeah.
Like, it was a while ago too. It was a few years ago. And I'm like,
Please don't be confused about. It's like when you see the kids making some tests for cognitive tests, something like this. You say, oh, she doesn't reach this level. Maybe it's low functioning, but I can be confused about my skill to put her in the connection, in the right connection, so she can be distracted, she can be full of expectation. So once a time, I don't know, fuck, sorry, and she doesn't translate in words, but I don't know, because every day I exist if I have a performance. But
Yeah.
if I have motivation to go with you somewhere, I can say it's late because I know I'm very good in associative thinking. So maybe you did maybe 10 years ago, I don't know. It's late, and she can recognize this.
probably on the
Yeah,
Wiggles.
I think she might even have the time, like,
Yeah, for sure.
chronomically going in her head.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be that she knows the time all the time, and she may have seen a movie with the dude in the time. So it's
It
just,
did come from the Wiggles
She
for
knows.
sure.
She knows. Yeah.
so yeah, I guess
But
it's
try to
how
think.
to relate to that.
Yeah. If you, it's like, sorry, can I? It's fine. Okay. Doesn't work. But she has no data, no? And she didn't connect the phone to the Wi-Fi. I'm so stupid. It's not a shitty phone. I'm a shitty person. I'm not clever. No,
So you
I
feel
have to
stupid.
connect. No. So sorry. And this is the same for them. They have to be connected. See, the Wi-Fi wet is net, and then we can understand. Okay, they works. They works well, but we are not so able to we doesn't have the password, no, for the Wi-Fi. So we have to find the password, the right password, and then they works. So and it's not so difficult. We have to understand what they need. We have to start from their channel. So, for example, Freya sing, and she's very, very, very amazing, counting and with rhythm. She's amazing. I can talk to her using this way. So like this. Freya, we have to go away. Like this, and she say, yes, come on.
ready.
But if I say, I want to go, and she has to release, and she has to find some rhythm to stay here. And you, it's like, I want to dance, and you say,
Just sit
like
down.
this, drink a beer. So boring, I want to dance. We can't have a connection. It's the same. So I
What
have to
happens
start.
to normal people? Like when you want to run and you're late and you're like, we gotta go, and everyone's just not listening to you. You're
It's an
autistic.
accident.
You're just being
So say I have to. So and she and I did it on the beach when you were close to the backpack to catch the phone.
Yeah.
I started to create a song with her. So like I don't remember well, but we are on the beach to go surfing. We are lucky. And I'm lucky with Freya like this, no? And she looked at me and she started to follow my movement at the same time. Okay, we have to do that on the surfboard, no? And then I know you were there to buy, I think, the drink, the coconut.
Yeah.
This is the one, yeah. And he followed me a lot, but because I started observing her, and she did like this, and this is rhythm. I have to find my balance, and I don't know when you are if you are very, very confused about a choice or something like this.
insecure.
You can do that. I did a lot, and I do a lot. I have to decide here and here, him or her, him or her. I have to have a choice, no? So, and she's always on this boundary. What I have to do, I'm not ready. Can they understand me? I'm not ready. Do or not. It's like this. I have to start from this kind of rhythm, and then we can find the balance, share the balance, and I can count. We can do that for 10 times, and then we can try to stay laying down on the surfboard. We can try. So we have to count together. No? So, and this is the one example to start from her channel. So using her habit to do something like, and I did it in the pool as well. The same, because she started to sing, and I sang with her. And she was very connected to me. The same notes, adding some notes, and she started to follow my new notes like this. But I have to start for, if I'm Italian and you speak Bahasa, it's now saya mau belajar Bahasa, but I have to train, step by step. So it's the same. You have to. So you are the leader because you have to treat me. So you have to be humble. Think about, okay, what I'm offering to her, my world. So doesn't work. Doesn't work because I have to offer something similar for her, to her, and then I can add something new. So rules, everything, because she has to live in the real life, not in the fake life, like iPad,
Or the
roommate,
chair.
Cake. You have to stay quiet, so cake to stay here is not life because no one around has offer some cake to stay quiet, right? So
I just did that this morning. I gave her an ice cream so she'd
Yeah.
stay at home.
yeah, if I stop by police, I can't offer an ice cream.
Well,
Stay.
here sometimes.
Yeah, that here. Maybe 2,000 or 20,000 or 200,000 rupiah, maybe yes. But in general,
No,
we
no,
can't.
I
You know?
know.
So
Over the talk and the relevance of everything, like when I was in Perth in Australia with disability services, their first thing is working on IQ. We will take anybody that was 75 or less, yeah? Okay, and the big push, though, if you come in, you're still vulnerable, you're going to get all our services, which otherwise you have to go to generic services, blah, 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 and you have to pay for those. But within the government, you don't have to pay for them. We will give you everything, yeah? So the big push is get everybody out of the system. So I was with early intervention, so everybody was 0 to 6. So at 6 years old, we will evaluate. We do it along the way, but we will look. If you're still within 75 and under, you'll continue with the services. Otherwise, you're out. And quite
You
often,
go over the 75%.
you may be sorry. Yeah, I don't like to offend. I'm just using the terminology that was used there. Is that you may be at the dull end of. So these kids would go
Under
back
the
into,
75% mark.
would stay within services, and you will be entitled to get
The full
speech therapy,
okay.
physio, all of those things. Yeah. And that was so hard sometimes, that there's no great prize to be out of here, because really the pressure is on parents sometimes to still seek services which are not cheap in Australia. It's so hard, and it goes in many ways against a lot of the things that we say and my background, but I've been here for like 17 years, so I tend to have a different thinking, and I like to always think that I'm on the human side, and quite often if I'm working with somebody, I may put a hand here to give them that security, and it's okay, and if they want to ask a question, it's okay to ask. I said, because I ask, I'm learning, probably till my last day on the earth, which could be today after this, so, but you know what I mean? Sometimes we are programmed in many ways. So.
it's hard, but I think that's the reason why we have to make a revolution.
It's nice to know that
cultural revolution.
because I also work with a psychologist here, and there's just been a conflict with the family there, because, for example, and I can see where he's coming from, because I also behaviour management, blah, blah, blah. But he wants a pencil. This kitty has to put a pencil here, and Mum, because I work and I've worked closer with them for longer, so I understand them more. Why does he have to put the pencil here? If he doesn't put the pencil here, the book's taken away from him, and this is agitating this book. And I can tell you, this boy, I've known him since he didn't know a colour in the world, and now he sits there. And he never did this before, and so I did. I'm stopping homeschooling with him, because now we've got to look where he's going to fit. He's not going to fit anywhere with going like this. I'm sorry, but he isn't at this moment. And I said the reason I suggested either doing less time with him, because I really like balance in life, like learning should be fun too. I'm a social trainer, so I'm used to, if for example you give me an aim to do, okay, and you say, I'd like, let's pick up for an example, to learn this. I want her to learn the time, I have to find a way that will suit her to learn the time. It's probably not going to be on a piece of paper that says you've got to tell me what time that says. We will have to learn it differently. So I'm probably I always say I tend to work a bit differently than what I was taught before. So I take a little bit of this, and I take a little bit of that, and I take a little bit of that. You know, maybe the things that you would say, the things that you say are very different for the other method.
Yeah.
You know, and I can understand, you know, why you have to put your pencil here. You know, and then what was really wrong, what's gone wrong is apparently he poked them. And that was like a big no-no for the parents. So he's going to have to answer that today or Friday, whichever one. I'm out of it. I'm not in that situation. But I do try to understand, why exactly does he have to do that? I can understand with that. Maybe he goes like this and pokes it in his T-shirt, and then he's not concentrating on what we might want you to do. Which maybe is your benefit to going into school. So sometimes it is a conflict with what we all want. What specifically are the aims for?
Why do we have that aim? Why is it important that he learns to
be happy? Freya looked
put it
really happy
inside?
to me, you know, and that, which is better than this boy who's jumping out of his skin for 3.5 hours. I'm with him, you know. And you know, it's a bit nerve-wracking as well for myself. Hence, I've got my immune system crashed, and I'm like this, and I'm not normally, but I'm trained to not follow those sorts of things. You know, I always will try to work out why.
Yeah,
And still wonder
the
why.
real reason, and not fast tracking like the A, B, whatever.
And I
It's like,
don't-
it works. Okay, done.
I don't come up with the
So
answer all the time, and
But you know that it takes, to
continue
go
to
backwards. Sometimes you have to go back, and it looks like you're not doing good, right? Like it looks like you're going backwards actually, because you are. And then you start from somewhere more stable. It's like building a road and just patching, like we were saying.
I'd like him obviously to be in school because socially he's being left out, and I think that's part of the problem.
But when socially is like, because
socially
you're not
is
being
about
like
you're
everyone
retarded.
else, then you must be a retard, or there's something wrong with you, because that's just like, oh no, hang on, no, this can't be happening.
Yeah, no, that's it. And
I actually thought when you were talking about it, I thought your mum was giving you that full choice and option so you could realize like the full consequences, and then you'd be like, oh holy shit, I miss my friends, I want to go back to school, you know, like, because
No.
kids complain, oh I don't want to go to school, no, I don't want to. So you live in this life of rebellion for the sake of being a rebel.
There is a
and
documentary about it.
Yeah?
I haven't watched it. This woman was telling me, and I forgot the name. And it's about giving food. It's about giving choices to the children. Like, yes, it's about really giving choices. And of course, if they're gonna do something that will harm someone, then that's where you step in, because that's what your job is. But to be able to make them understand that a choice is something that you will actually go through with when you're older. Because when we're out of school, then you're like, what do I do?
they've been telling me I have to go to school my whole life. Now I don't have to go to school.
Yeah,
Hang on.
you don't know
I don't even know what I want to do.
Your rights, you don't know the politics of this world. You don't know anything because so that's the meaning of the choices. Like when she was giving me a choice, she was actually saying, "This is a choice. This is the consequences." But I love surfing so much. I love playing guitar. There was nothing I could do. Like I loved it, so that's all I did, and that's what I do today still.
Yeah.
I surf and I play guitar. So, did I regret anything? No. But the other thing that I loved doing so much was going on boats. And some people are like, man, this kid's going on a holiday. How he's gonna become stupid because he's going on a holiday for 1 year on a boat.
Yeah.
But when my mom's friend who was saying he's not going to school, oh shit, well, what's he gonna do? She's like, oh, he's gonna do other stuff. And he's like, well, I have a boat. Does he want to come on a boat for a year? I said, yeah, sure. Bye, Mom.
Learn everything
I was
about
13, 14, I'm just turning 14. And because he's Italian in Indonesia, he needed to translate Italian to Indonesian, to basic Balinese, to other language, to English. I was very good at that. So I was like, fantastic, I can do this easily. And so on a boat for a year, the things you learn. man, I've learned more on 1 year on a boat than I have learned in 6 years since
Online.
I really.
That a piece of paper might have
I
told
came
you.
back from this boat, and it wasn't like I was living on the boat for me, but I was going to this boat every day for a full year. Sometimes we'd stay on the boat, sometimes we'd sleep on it, sometimes we went out. And all my friends were going to school. And I came back, and every day they were just like, yeah, they're doing their thing. And eventually I realized how much more I was learning. I was like, holy shit, like I learned, and they're still talking about, I don't know what they're talking about, because I couldn't relate to it anymore.
Wow.
So I was becoming a little bit autistic in some sense. I was just like in another world. But, and then you realize that you're not learning anything. I wasn't learning anything in school, honestly,
Yeah.
because it wasn't fun. Like you were
So-
saying, if it's not fun, and on a boat for me, the excitement, the guy he did the whole electrical. I learned everything about electricity, the serious way, not like, because like we saw the boat next door, it sank because it did a very bad electrical job, big explosion, and I'm like, okay. So if we don't want to
Chicks are
die,
important.
we should not fuck around. I would never touch anything unless the guy, so you really learn. So it's consequences,
And maybe if you'd stayed at school and you had a law degree right now, like, would you be a happy person being a lawyer?
But
What
the
life
thing
would you
is,
choose?
At the same time, when I'm watching television and I didn't understand anything about politics or whatever, they're talking for hours. I'm just there going like, man, I don't understand. Like my mom is there telling me, what is it that you want to know if you really want to know about it? Because this is a lot of bullshit. They're just talking bullshit. Do you want to know about it? I'm like, yeah. And sometimes she's there for like, I don't know, 2 days just explaining to me what the bureaucratic bullshit it means. And we don't have this in school. You leave school and you don't know your rights. You don't know anything. You don't even know what politics really is, right? You get out of school and you're trying to understand what is your First Amendment, what are your rights, what is our
Or
government.
even how the legal system
How
came
the
to
legal
exist
and then
the
you
way it
have
is
to-
right
yeah, and then
now,
you're
thanks to
asking,
stupid
why
kings
don't they
and
teach this
traveling
in
around the
school?
countryside.
Why aren't they teaching this in school? When you come out, this is your first thing you should know. Your rights.
You should never question authority.
That's when you know for sure. So yeah, it's all about what you're interested in. And yeah, maybe I wasn't really interested in politics, but it was like Chinese to me. Because politics is like this to me. And I'm like, what? Am I that stupid? Like, I don't understand anything, and like everyone maybe does, and then I realized nobody understands anything. Like, even grown-ups don't understand politics. So it was like, it's about really giving. And so this whole documentary about, I think it has to do with not going to school, but I think it's more about choices and giving them, maybe radical choices. But at the same time, it's better to know that you have a choice than to know that you have no choices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's better to have a choice than to just be like, fuck it, my parents gonna choose everything. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna go to school and learn. You know?
But what if you have too many choices? And just trying to bring it back to Freya as well. Like I'm wondering. Okay, so the iPad, it's like, or we go out somewhere, or all the time it's like, this self-stimulation stuff going on. So if that's just a sign that she's not comfortable, then how do I find out what it is that's going to make her comfortable? Or if all the communication we use, every time I give her the option, all she wants is the iPad.
But
I mean, one time she said, I want to go to the beach. Like we went to the store, and we went to that $100,000 store, and she chose out this pair of swimmers, and I'm like, Freya, you're not going to wear that bikini. Like, that's like,
bikini.
yeah, pink polka dot bikini. Are you joking? And she would not put it down. She would not put this thing down.
Pink
I
bikini it
couldn't. I
was.
tried hiding it. I tried doing everything. Nah, we had to get this bikini. So we got the bikini and a jacket as well. And then next morning, like, I had the communication book out, and I'm like, Freya, what should we do today? Beach. Let's go. Like, I want to go to the beach and want to go
my
swimming.
bikini.
But she didn't have the bikini bit. And even I'd forgotten about the bikini. I put her swimmers on her. I said, okay, cool, let's go to the beach. And then she came back in the room. She took off these swimmers and she points to the bikini. I'm like, right, we go to the beach so you can wear your new bikini. And because that was the most she'd used the book before. Like, always it's just iPad. It's the only, or food or iPad. So
You can
Motivation.
motivation
So
association. Because
yeah.
you say New Bikini Beach, and she can understand easily.
Or she wanted that bikini, and then it's like I'm gonna show my mom, like, you know, I know what I want, and then the next day,
the right and the useful
this is
words.
what I want to do.
Nice little cover up for it too.
No, it was actually fitted her really well. Yeah, no, she was
It
fine.
was her opportunity.
Yeah.
So she saw the opportunity to be like, okay, I need to get to the point to make you understand that I want to wear this bikini, or I want to go to the beach, but I want to have a bikini.
Or even to,
because
and
everybody
even
else has bikinis.
Yeah.
and maybe even to show you that I know what I want, like.
Yeah.
But it was the
People respect that.
yeah, and it was the situation that enabled her to show that, because I'm not sure how to create those experiences for her as a, you know, for her to be able to make those choices, or because every time I tried the way my approach her as a parent, it's like, what do you want? What do you want? It's just iPad, iPad, iPad. And, you know, it's like, she's like, oh. I'm like, Freya, come on, let's calm down. Like, Freya, you know, I'm always trying to treat the behavior rather than, like, how do I find what is it underneath there that she's really wanting and searching for when she's not verbal, and maybe it's not here, it's not in the room, or maybe it's just that she wants me to, like, hang upside down and make stupid faces at her. I don't know, but because as a parent you're always in your head going, what does my kid want? What do I got to do? Like, maybe it's that thing you're saying about being able to be empty.
Yeah, and seeing it from another perspective as well. Like you said, I saw directly that from that documentary, and it's hard to be maybe in the moment with as a parent.
It's hard to see yourself doing that. Like, as a parent, you're always trying to, what am I supposed to do here? You know, like, I'm trying to do the best thing for my kid, but if you're just obsessing, like, I used to spend hours and hours trying to find out on the internet, like, what's wrong with my daughter, or, you know, like, what, you know, about the health stuff, the gut stuff, the, you know, the whole immune system and the nutrition, and, you know, I just get so confused by what I'm like, how do I diagnose this? I don't have the money to go and get someone to do the tests and all this stuff, and then, you know, I'm so exhausted by the end of the day. I haven't spent any time with my daughter, and I just have to sit down and drink a beer and, like, just fucking forget about it. I'm like, how am I going to solve my daughter's problem? Blah, 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 you know, like. It's like, so I think.
Like he explained very well about choice, choice opportunity. He says we have to be aware to make a choice, and we forget always that we want to have an answer. What do you prefer? Or maybe she doesn't know what is the consequence, because she doesn't have the same experience of us. Because it's like, do you want to go to the beach or do you want to go to the market? Okay, I'm a surfer, I want to go to the beach, but if I go there and I want
Surfing, but there's no
go
surfboard.
surfing, no surfboard, I prefer to go to the market, so I avoid my frustration to see the waves without surfboard, for example. But so if I don't know what I can reach on the beach or on the market, in the market, for what is the aim to go there? So I can't make the right choice. No?
Yeah.
So we have to think first. We have to think about our way to describe the choice, to explain the situation, and then we have to think about her experience. So does she really knows what a place means? Like, do you want to stay here? For her is pool, so I want to go to swim or something like that. You have to stay here. For her it's very bad. So if we think about pool, we have to think about the easiest association. Pool is swimming. Like school, we have a lot of we do a lot of mistakes talking about things like, do you like school?
No.
School is, maybe I have the most beautiful teacher, and I fall in love with her, and I say yes, I like school. Yeah, but I don't need about maths
You
or
don't- yeah, you
something
don't
like
like the
this,
learning
or,
thing.
or I have a beautiful garden with a beautiful football
Court,
field.
yeah.
But I like school, or depends on what I live. There
I
is
like
so
my
general.
friends,
yeah.
School
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
building. I don't like building because I'm very obsessive to roof and something like this. Windows. I don't like school because the windows are so small. for the lover, no, for who love the teacher is shitty answer. No, what are you thinking about? Windows. For me, sport is important. No? So it's very different. So we think about some general things, but Freya, do you want to go there? For
Beach.
what?
Yeah.
She-
Maybe the
she
beach
can't.
is
Yeah.
like lots of kids screaming or making noise.
Yeah.
So it's not like about the sand and the
Yeah.
water for her. It's like the sounds or that
Or
she
then-
can't
or
get the
maybe-
ice cream that she wants
Yeah,
there. You know,
yeah.
she has to go to the park to get the ice cream she wants.
Yeah, so that's the reason why. First of all, we can't treat and teach life at the table, and there is the most used common mistake that we do. Like I can teach the life here,
Theory.
so, yeah.
Theory of how to live
theory.
life.
So we have to live, and that's why I'm thinking about your choice as a very brave, but at the same time very great choice to leave the world with Freya. So changing countries or meeting people, different people. This is the journey. This is 1 year on the boat. So this is the real university now of the school, living the life. At the same time, I have to use their channel. So they love routines. So I have to put some routines in some specific place, like here. When we come here, you can choose something to drink or to eat that maybe we can eat after pool. No? Something she knows. She can think about the
Think
pool, like
about it.
eat, pool, and then or maybe some homework
Food, drink.
here, something bad, something. I
Which
don't
is
know.
kind of what
but-
we like doing.
Yeah.
When we work, we think that after
Yeah.
work we have
The
a nice
reward.
cold beer.
Yeah.
It's like actually motivating for us, right?
You know. So this is the script, and I can.
But Freya, she just wants to go to the beer. She doesn't.
But we don't know. But we think like maybe she also enjoys swimming, maybe not. But like it's like we also hate working sometimes. We also would like the beer, but eventually we know that okay, if I do a bit of work, it will feel really nice because it's a hot day, and at the end we just sit down and we're enjoying a beer, and it's like bomb. Maybe I guess it's our way of thinking as well. Just theirs is more direct.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, just small routines. Regarding to the therapy session, we put always routine at the end, at the beginning, and at the end, and in the middle time we work on flexibility. So everything can change. It's relationship is so flexible, so a dynamic situation. So, but we have routine, because it makes sense to understand. Okay, this is the beginning, this is the
That's
end.
the end.
No? Like the movie.
so
It's- you cannot start to see the movie with
In the middle.
or script in the middle of the movie. Staring. Why? It's in the middle of the movie. It doesn't make sense. So I have to see title, the movie, and the script. Like staring.
Middle and end.
It's and so here
so the
is
middle bit you gradually make it longer and longer, or that's where like you're sort of trying to
Yeah, you can
teach the skills.
you have to use container. So
Yeah.
if you stay here with Freya for 3 hours, you have to put some small containers in the middle. So okay, now you can stay here. You have to show the phone, the display. Like okay, it's 10:30. We can go there. So until 11. Okay, 11 we come out from the pool and we can eat something. So until midday, like this. At midday we can go home like this. Something maybe if you write is better.
Predictable.
Yeah, it's something predictable. It's not always the same routine.
Yeah.
Something, yeah,
They
same.
like to know
Yeah, and-
what's.
And then they can also relate that
Yeah.
maybe to unpredictability,
Yeah.
as in knowing that
Great.
the first time and the next time is not always the same,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Great.
And so every time can be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
And so, how do
when you surf is the same. Now you have to
Yes.
know duck dive.
Yeah, you know you're gonna-
have to
yeah.
know, but everything you have different waves, and this is the best
That's
training course for
unpredictable, yes,
life. Now
that's it.
because you have
But
to
you know
be
that you have to
flexible.
get out, yeah.
I wanna get barrel, but the waves are not hollow. No, you have to pumping for speed. It's another.
It's a different
it's
surf,
a different
but
surf.
in the end you're out.
You have to be connected with waves. It's the same. She has to think about some routine to be connected to other person. So I can be sure. So I can hear you. No? Hear you, and I can listen to you, and I can be ready to be flexible. But you have to have some specific do to make her sure. So and if you the time is perfect. Like for example, from 10 to midday we stay here, but first day is 10, 10:30 onward, something like this. 11, 11:30 in the pool. 11:30 midday eat and go. Second day the same. Third day is okay. 10, 10:30 pool. 10:30, 11 we can stay here. 10, I don't know.
So it's earlier.
Yeah, but or different things. So you can use the container, putting some different activities here, but he knows that the first step is the same. For example, stay here or is the same here. So she can midday go home. So I can do different things here in this container
Knowing.
since that, but at midday I can go home.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, and I'm so flexible. But usually in our daily life we say just go to the beach.
Get in the car.
Let's for, how
No
long?
idea where you're going.
Yeah. And I don't want to stay in the car without knowing destination. No? I can stay here.
phrase like that? Because I don't give her really any of those sort of containers or anything. Is that why she's kind of like?
Yeah.
It's
I mean, she
possible.
seems
Yeah.
like a really
I'm-
good
I'm
traveler.
quite
you
sure,
know,
but
like
it's-
she loves the
Oh yeah,
traveling
she does.
part.
That's true.
But
She just
but
gets
I
up
don't. Yeah, we're like I don't know half the time what's gonna.
But maybe because, okay, for example, she's never had, oh, maybe she has. She's traveling with you and she feels safe in the travel zone. Like, does she?
Yeah.
Because when in the back of a bike,
yeah,
she's just
actually.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she
exactly.
just goes
and,
anywhere.
and she
Yeah.
knows, okay, I'm putting my helmet on now. I'm getting
So
on
she
the bike
knows
with
that
mum.
that is
We're going
safe.
somewhere.
She knows
Even
that
when we're
that's-
going to the airport, okay, we go to the airport, we check in at the thingo desk. Like, we're going
Procedure.
down now, we go and get on the airplane. Like, okay, mum's going to count the number of seats. We're going to find which seat we're sitting in. Oh, now the trolley's going to come out and they're going to bring food.
But we know that too.
yeah, I think I mean,
No,
when I was
no
a kid,
food's
that
coming.
Ding
We
dong,
wonder
things are
what's
going to go
happening.
off.
Yeah.
You know, we're the same.
Yeah. Regarding food is something so yeah, she can be very motivated to know regarding food, about food, but you can bring her to other things to be motivated, like using sensory stimulation, because she needs. So you can say just, okay, like do that. High five, come on. And
Yeah.
she can find the rhythm and something cause an effect. That's
good,
so.
yeah, she knows
okay.
that. That's
okay.
it.
Knows that.
Yeah, and she everything is clear, is logical at the same time. I can find
a little.
the right moment. Like it's like the bell ring and the lesson is finished. Wow, and everyone set up, no? So everyone go away because it's clear and no one can say something different because it's the right time to go. So, but usually we don't ring the bell. No, it's like you have to go, and I'm not ready because I don't know where I have to go. I don't
You're
know
in a
how long.
completely different world.
Yeah.
Like I'm still making my story here, and then all of a sudden we're leaving.
Yeah, great. It's
So,
like a very deep person in meditation has suddenly, come on, run. I think they can be aggressive for that sometimes because they are not ready. They can feel panic. Yeah. What will happen? I'm not ready. It's like this, and if you force me, I have to protect myself. So it's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.